Good evening, hello and welcome. You're watching the Super Saturday debate with me, Poonam Burde. Last week, Arvind Kejriwal and his cabinet colleague alleged that Operation Lotus was in play in the national capital. They alleged that the BJP offered 25 crore rupees each to 7 of their MLAs to quit the party and to topple the Kejriwal government. Those allegations are now haunting the Delhi Chief Minister. Today, for a second consecutive day, a team of the Delhi Police Crime Branch landed at Arvind Kejriwal's doorstep to serve him a notice to join the probe in the poaching allegations case. Commotion unfolded as an argument broke out between the crime branch officials and the officials who were manning the gate at the Chief Minister's residence. The cops claimed that they could only deliver the notice to the person that it was addressed to, which is Arvind Kejriwal, while the team at the CMO insisted that they would receive it themselves and pass it along. A few hours later, Arvind Kejriwal slammed the centre for orchestrating what he called was Nautanki. The Delhi Chief Minister said that Delhi Police's political mentors were behind this drama. He reiterated the allegation that the BJP was attempting to topple his government. In turn, the BJP quipped that this was simply shoot and scoot politics of the Aam Aadmi Party. Why not provide evidence, they asked. That triggered another political face-off here in the national capital. But even as we see that political noise, the questions still remain. Is the Delhi police overreaching? Should the Aam Aadmi Party give proof of such a grave allegation? Is this just a tactic to defame Team Kejriwal, or is this a new diversionary tactic to take the attention off the Liquorgate heat that Kejriwal and his party faces? I asked those questions to our guests joining us, but first, listen in to the political war words.
कि आपको हाथ में देना है,
जवाब नहीं दे सकता सर।
नहीं तो आप दीजिए ना। आप कानून की धारा बता दीजिए। आप कानून की धारा नहीं बता रहे कि आप क्यों चाहते हैं कि सीएम को आपको केवल हाथ पे देना है, सीएम के स्टाफ को नहीं देना है। ईडी के समन्स में ये कोई कानून नहीं है, सीबीआई में नहीं है, क्राइम में भी ऐसा कोई कानून नहीं है। मतलब आपको यहाँ पे केवल नौटंकी करनी है।
आखिरकार दिल्ली पुलिस को अरविंद केजरीवाल जी के यहाँ क्यों जाना पड़ा? क्योंकि आरोप केजरीवाल जी ने लगाए थे कि विधायकों को खरीदने की प्रयास किया गया। आखिरकार ये हवा में ही आरोप लगे थे और इसके सबूत तो उनको देने ही चाहिए। उनके ही प्रवक्ता ने उन्होंने कहा था कि उनके पास ऑडियो भी है, सब सबूत भी हैं। तो अब देश को और पुलिस को बताने का समय आया कि क्या सबूत उनके पास है।
Trouble seems to be mounting for Arvind Kejriwal because after he skipped the 5th summon by the Enforcement Directorate in the Delhi excise policy case, the agency has now taken a legal action. They filed a complaint against the Delhi police. They have moved the PMLA court with their complaint. Non-compliance is what they're citing as far as this complaint against Arvind Kejriwal is concerned. More troubles seem to be mounting for the Delhi Chief Minister. Remember, he was summoned by the Enforcement Directorate because they are probing allegations of who benefited from the excise policy case, the one that was withdrawn by the Delhi government last year. Anshul, my colleague, joining us, getting us more details on this. Anshul, what next for Arvind Kejriwal? We're given to understand that the matter is going to be taken up on the 7th of February in court.
So yes, the court has given the date of 7th of February when they will be actually hearing the side of Arvind Kejriwal in the court as well. Because remember, since the day the summons have been issued to Delhi Chief Minister, his legal team has constantly maintained that these summons are illegal, and in fact the manner in which the ED is trying to investigate the case and is calling him to join into the investigation, they have already termed it as illegal, and that is the reason why now the Enforcement Directorate has decided to go ahead and move the court so that a legal
Right, Anshul, we've lost that line with him, but just to what he was trying to tell us is that the Enforcement Directorate has now moved court as far as the liquor policy case goes and the allegations against Arvind Kejriwal go. How he responds to this, we'll have to wait and watch. But let me open this up because troubles seem to be mounting for Arvind Kejriwal and Team Aam Aadmi Party. Spokesperson of the BJP, Rajiv Babbar, joins us on this broadcast. Shubh Malhotra of the Aam Aadmi Party and former IPS officer Uday Sahai also with us on this broadcast. Let me begin by asking Shubh Malhotra. Lots seem to be happening as far as the agencies and Arvind Kejriwal go. Now we have a legal complaint being filed by the Enforcement Directorate. Would you tag this nautanki and drama as well?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that? Would you tag this as?
Nautanki and drama, as the Aam Aadmi Party alleged what happened this morning.
Yeah, of course. This is what typically happens in a nautanki, whereby rules are not followed and the normal behavior is completely flouted. A person just lands up from the crime bureau and says that I have to hand over these documents to CM Kejriwal by hand. There is no law, there is no rule that says that has to be done like that. The person lands up at the CM's at the proper destination with along with cameras. So it was obviously, it was a big nautanki. But whatever that happens, the Aam Aadmi Party is going to stick to the rule of law. We are going to respond basis the rule of law. We are preparing the documents and the same will be duly presented in front of whatever official constitutional forum that is there. And we will follow the straight line that we have always done.
Sure. So as long as we're talking about following rules, now then would Arvind Kejriwal present himself before the Enforcement Directorate? Because the Enforcement Directorate, on basis of non-compliance after 5 summons have been skipped by the Delhi Chief Minister, has now gone to court.
Well, one thing that I know about Arvind Kejriwal is that he doesn't believe in giving into these arm twisting measures, which are so, so appropriately timed for the current dispensation, whereby they want to lure a very important person for the upcoming elections, CM Shri Kejriwal, for the upcoming elections from campaign from different states and ensuring that the party continues to deliver the way in which it already has, us becoming the third national party, only the third one after BJP and Congress in a mere time frame of almost a decade, and so fast and a very fast growing party. So of course there is fear that is struck in the hearts of BJP, and which is why these methods are being adopted.
Let me get the BJP on this. Rajiv Babbar, the BJP is rattled, completely scared of the threat that Arvind Kejriwal and the Aam Aadmi Party poses, which is why we're seeing all of this happen. This is nothing but arm twisting, says the Aam Aadmi Party.
There are so many points, I don't know where to start, but then ma'am has spoken about rule of law. You have already asked her that, avoiding a ED notice, is this following the rule? So she has given her argument on that also, and you have all listened to that. Now the situation is that this man, he said that I am going because I have a very important election meetings in Madhya Pradesh, and BJP dar gayi hai. All the spokesperson were talking like this, BJP dar gayi hai. But Madhya Pradesh, all the seats, they were not able to even get 1% vote. That's the reality. And they were talking, all the spokespersons, you take the clips, all were talking BJP dar gaya. So abhi bhi they are repeating the same line. I don't know what. Now this man, they are saying everybody is doing drama. What you are doing? See, you said that BJP is trying to topple your government. They are trying to buy MLAs. So we have given a complaint to Delhi police and we said, if there is anything, please do inquiry. Now you are running away from the inquiry and drama is done by BJP. So what is the logic in this? A common man can understand now this man who actually doesn't have a spine. This man who was saying that late Shri Arun Jaitley did cheating, Nitin Gadkari did cheating, Vikram Majithia did cheating, and then he wrote a letter, I am very sorry, because court said that they have done a defamation case. So what about that? So see, the point is you don't have stand. And myself personally, Arvind Kejriwal, in last Lok Sabha election, if you remember, he said that BJP is trying to delete votes of certain caste and religion. And I did that complaint that's still pending in High Court. They went and took a stay
Sure.
where I said, prove that. They don't have proof. They have to do this drama in every election. And I don't know. बीजेपी डर रही है और आपको 1% वोट नहीं मिलता है. I am unable to understand that.
Sure. Keeping
So
the
what is
politics
their
aside,
political
keeping the politics
relevance
aside, let's also
in
get
India?
in. Let me also get in Uday Sahai. Do you think this is overreach by the crime branch of the Delhi police, as the Aam Aadmi Party suggests?
Well, in my opinion, one has to clearly understand that this is not a legal notice per se. I've tried to find out from my own sources in Delhi police, and it is evident that this was not a legal notice per se, number one. Number two, Delhi police has received a complaint, and on the basis of the complaint, they are conducting a preliminary inquiry. Now, as you know, in the preliminary inquiry of any sensitive kind, some kind of a background check and background inquiry is done, which is technically speaking called preliminary inquiry.
Yes.
So preliminary inquiry has been initiated, and in the inquiry, naturally, this is not an inquiry which is directed against the Chief Minister of a state. This is an inquiry which is directed against a personal conduct of a person called Arvind Kejriwal. And therefore, there are certain questions which have been prepared by the investigating officer or the inquiry officer, and those questions he wants to share with him, or else it can be twisted, it can be manipulated, and so on. So he has actually, on the contrary, done due diligence to ensure that it doesn't get into any wrong hand. He wants to share it with the CM, take his view. Maybe there are certain gaps which Arvind Kejriwal would like to address. Why is then kind of evading meeting the inquiry officer?
And they're grave allegations. If we're talking about 25 crores being given to every single MLA and 7 of them, Shubh Malhotra, those allegations are of great importance. We're talking about corruption. It's a plank the Aam Aadmi Party wrote to power on.
Exactly. And
Yeah, so of course, we have always spoken against corruption, and we have always exposed corruption. And
Sure.
this is-
But can you do that without substantiating those claims?
Yeah, so I mean, it's not just us.
they are-
Back in
they are
2013,
they are
BJP themselves
actually habitual
substantiated.
I'll get you in, sir. Let Shubh Malhotra have the say.
Yeah, so back in 2013, BJP themselves substantiated their own Mr. Sher Singh Dagar, who was clearly caught in a sting operation trying to bribe MLAs. So BJP themselves initiated an investigation against them. And, I find it laughable when the BJP spokesperson says that there will be inquiry and everything. We all know what your inquiries are about, because till date, what happened in 2013 and 2022 until last year also, nothing has been achieved from any of that. So although there is valid proof, there is valid evidence of repeated coercion and presentation of luring factors to sitting MLAs, not just in Delhi but across India. But still, there is nothing that is being achieved with respect to this. So at the end of the day, we will have to rely on the courts of law to actually ensure that justice prevails with respect to this, and we will duly follow whatever course that is needed to be done. But yes, I would like to mention that when the BJP spokesperson finds it laughable that when we say BJP डर गई है, अब डरी नहीं है तो मतलब क्या, जब आपको केवल जोड़ तोड़ करके ही सरकार बनानी पड़ रही है तो साफ बात है कि डर रहे हो. जनता का, the people's force, the people's votes are not with you. So that is why at the end of the day, you have done what you have done in Bihar. That is what you did when you did earlier in Karnataka. That is what you did in Madhya Pradesh earlier with Kamal Nath government. That is what you did in Maharashtra. And just look at what you are attempting to do in Jharkhand. So people's force is not with you, and which is why you are resorting to this. So it's very clear what is happening over here.
But Shubh Malhotra, it's the police that is investigating this. You may say that they are doing so at the behest of the BJP, but then what is for the Aam Aadmi to have trust in the Aam Aadmi Party? What more is required for the local janta to believe in you, unless you come out with that proof. You say the police is not reliable because they're working for the BJP. You say that we've made these allegations because in the past there have been such cases that have come to the fore. But unless there is substantive proof, how do we know which is true and which is not? How do we know which is the fake narrative?
Yeah, so
wouldn't the common voter in Delhi want to know that?
Yeah, of course, and it will be duly presented in the proper fashion at a particular time when we would like. But we will definitely not respond to these arm twisting measures and just do something just for the sake of doing it. That is going to be properly presented in front of the people, and then we will discuss about this matter. But that being said, whatever documents that are being that was supposed to be presented at the CM's residence today, there is no reason and there is no law that says that it has to be handed over to the CM personally for his views, which is something I fail to understand what views are needed. But at the same time, they could have just easily given it outside in the office or handed it over to one of the private secretaries or any of the persons responsible. So I failed to understand what exactly was being achieved except for Nautanki in the...
Sure. Before I get in the BJP in on this, I want to ask Uday Sahai, the nitty-gritties of this. The way in which this was done seems to be the problem, and that is something that the Aam Aadmi Party has been raising, that why stand in front of the Chief Minister's residence, create this kind of commotion when you could have just handed the letter to whoever and it would have been passed along. The message would have reached eventually to Arvind Kejriwal and perhaps he would have presented himself.
Well, such letters are not, handed over like a petition given to a government. This is an allegation against a person, and actually the inquiry officer is well within his right to, raise questions and get answers before he actually registers a case. In fact, the Aam Aadmi Party should understand that before registering a case mechanically, they are, doing due diligence so that there is no miscarriage of justice. And therefore, we want to speak to the CM. After all, this allegation is not against Chief Minister taking money. It's against Arvind Kejriwal taking money or somebody on his behalf taking money. So he has to answer to some queries which the inquiry officer has. Maybe it satisfies the inquiry officer and the complaint is filed. So even in, for example, CBI, you would know that there is a stage called preliminary inquiry, and post that only you register a case, proper RC, what they call a regular case.
Yes.
So crime branch is like a CBI for Delhi police. Only important complaints are handled by them. It's not like a local police or a thana, and therefore they follow the due diligence in registering a case, especially of a very sensitive nature like this. So they should appreciate that the inquiry officer was not reckless, and he did draw up a list of questions, and he went to the CM to talk to him whether he has anything to say before he actually registers a case. If he had registered a case mechanically and straight away, it would have been a case of recklessness, not otherwise.
So it could have been a damned if you do, damned if you don't sort of a situation.
Exactly.
Right, and I want to get to Rajiv Babbar as well. It's not just the Aam Aadmi Party, sir. The entire opposition says that BJP and the central government is misusing agencies against leaders of the opposition. Now, you may say that the Aam Aadmi Party says that the BJP is scared, but they are not really, their confidence is not really translating into votes. But as far as the other opposition parties are concerned, many of them are in power in different parts of the country. They too are alleging the same.
I just want to share one reality first, because she was giving her argument. Number one is that, Mr. Kejriwal was actually offering Bharat Ratan for Sisodia ji, but court is not giving him bail. And Sanjay Singh ji was shouting like anything, but court said on record that there is a substantial evidence of corruption against him. We cannot give him bail. This is what not BJP is saying, not any agency saying. This is all court observation. And Satyendra Jain, who is actually close relative of Kejriwal Sahab, who was actually caught red-handed misusing the jail powers. This also man is not getting bail because there is a substantial proof.
But Mr. Babbar, at least they have faith in the judiciary. Even now, Shubh Malhotra says that we will follow the law, we will go to the judiciary and fight these summons and fight these non-compliance complaints.
So I'm coming to let me finish. That is what I'm saying. So you are saying that you have trust in judiciary, and you are also blaming BJP for doing all this. But bail is denied by court. Now you decide who is responsible. You do corruption, and then you blame center party that you are doing the wrong things with us. So even after some time, these people will say that we don't even believe in the Constitution of India. So the point is, reality is that this man Kejriwal is doing notanki every time. And it's very simple. If there is a notice and you see the record, today's home minister, he was actually called by the agency. He went to agency during that case and visited all the time, and then finally court decided in his favor. If you are right, why you are creating this kind of problem? If somebody is giving you inquiry,
because the timing is what they have an issue with. Arvind Kejriwal has presented himself before the CBI in the same case in the past.
Before every election, Kejriwal sahab come on a screen and say that BJP dar gaya hai, and madam is not respecting the mandate of MP, Rajasthan and Chhattisgarh. They have just given a mandate. I think this Aam Aadmi party, because they are a national party now, they don't respect MP, Rajasthan and Chhattisgarh verdict. We respect, you won BJP, you won Delhi election, we respect the mandate of Delhi. Delhi people decided to, make you chief minister. We have never said anything wrong about it. But this is not done. You are here to perform. Every time in this entire process, Kejriwal is there to create controversies and then hit and run. This time we said, okay, if there is any operation like this, please come forward, give the proofs. You are saying 25 crores is given. Who took 25 crores? Who has given 25 crores? Proof to the people. What's wrong in this? And now the ma'am is saying, we will let people know when the right time will come. When is the right time then, ma'am? So when you blame about this, that was not the right time, or you were not sure that BJP is going to further complain about you, that you have to prove this. So the problem is, this man is now caught. And this man is now exposed. I don't know. We are not saying anything. He is a respectable chief minister of the city. We respect him as a chief minister. But reality is reality. So you blame BJP for doing all this is not justifiable. People want to know, if you have proof, please give proof. Come forward. Tell this is a transaction. This has happened.
Sure.
And
Sure. So proof is required. Shubh Malhotra, okay, maybe not now. You don't want to stick to the timeline that the BJP or the Delhi police is trying to set for you. But is there a timeline?
This man is a habitual criminal.
30 seconds, Shubh Malhotra. Is there a timeline? Can the people of Delhi see this proof?
Yeah, the impatience is so palpable, amongst the two people sitting over here, that they are not even being able to remember that what exactly was the notice being served for. One person said that it was being served for taking money, and the other person said that money was given. No, absolutely not. I would request the both of you to please correct your misinformation that the notice was being served because Arvind Kejriwal accused that the party MLAs were being offered money. There has been no single accusation or no single acceptance of money that
so money did not exchange hands, but there was an offer, and by law that is a crime as well. So let's talk about the crime at hand.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, so the lack of knowledge is already
Sure. Unfortunately, I'm completely out of time, so I want you to have the 30 seconds to answer the question that I asked. You may not want to stick to a timeline that the BJP or the Delhi police sets for you, but is there a timeline? Can we expect the proof to come out in public?
Whatever is stipulated, whatever is the rule of law, that is what we are going to follow. We are not going to fall for arm twisting measures by BJP or whatever other agencies that they are going to use to chase us just because they are afraid of us, because we have defeated them inside their fort in Gujarat, and just because we are the fastest growing national party. So we are not going to give into these, and you can try and serve. This notice that has come is completely illegal. There is no law that says that it has to be given to the hand of the chief minister. You can give it to anyone who can keep it confidential, but still a nautanki was being created with respect to the ED notice. Again,
whose tactics are questionable, that the answer to that differs on who the question is put to, but the people of Delhi would really like to know what the truth is, and wherever it comes from, the truth will remain the truth, the facts will not change, and the people of Delhi, the voters of Delhi would really hope that if these allegations are true, then there is proof to substantiate that, and that's put out in the open as well. Unfortunately, I'm completely out of time. I have to thank you all for joining us here on this broadcast on CNN News 18. It's a wrap from my side here on this edition. Thank you so much for tuning in.